All right, I've been wanting to do this review since I seen that movie this past weekend, Karate Kid Legends, and this is my thoughts. I'm critiquing it. I'm not spoilers or anything. If you have not seen it, okay, so I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. I'm just going to let you know my thoughts about it, the consistency in this movie, and it's not going to be a long review. It ain't going to be a spoiler review. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to critique this movie just to the best of my knowledge to see though I have the skills to pay the bills. So, however, we're going to just do this right here. And, what can I say about this movie? This movie is pretty much it should have been called something else versus Karate Kid Legends. And basically, what I mean by that is when you see this movie, you'll see what I'm saying. Now let's talk about the movie. Is the movie good? Yes, the movie. I think the movie is really good. I think the movie has everything that a movie in a summertime blockbuster should have. However, it has the right actors, it has the right motive, the right motive for the script. That Jackie Chan's in it, Ralph Macchio's in it, as you can see, and then there's other Joshua Jackson, if you know him from his TV stints, from TV shows and other movies as well. There's a lot of other actors in there that names I may not know or seen, mostly in a lot of projects or anything in Hollywood. However, just the fact of this movie is called Karate Kid Legends. If you're a fan of the franchise, you'll understand. You're thinking Legends. Pat Miyata that played Mr. Miyagi, he transitioned way early in the '80s. So there won't be no CG version or nothing, no version of him in this movie. It's going to be memories, flashbacks, etc. I like how this movie opened up. It ties in a lot that when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It ties in a lot. However, to just me being a movie, critiquer, critic, it was awesome how it tied in, and that's it. But other than that, when that part of the movie started, that was it, man. You're like, okay, man, this it has its own identity. Is you see the tie-in, but that's it. And once the movie started, you wonder where the movie was going, and the movie somehow, just embraced its own identity. It didn't scream to me Karate Kid. It didn't say, "Oh, this is the Karate Kid," or "This is the legacy of the franchise and passing the torch." No. Once again, the movie is good. It's a good movie, and I'm already give you my rating already. Go ahead, my rating is you already got it. It's a good movie. It's not a terrible movie at all. When you watch this movie, you're like, this movie's fun. It's funny. It make you laugh. The demographic. It's for the young folks. It's for the young teenagers, the young adults. They came out in throws, and when they came out there, and you see the theaters, the seats was packed, and I was like, okay, somebody is watching this movie. This is for a certain demographic, and you see the style of the movie, you're like, okay, it's definitely for the young generation. Nothing wrong with that. However, from the old school karate fans and of the franchise, you're like, okay, what this got to do with Karate Kid? Now let's take our time and speak about Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, if you watch that on Netflix and you see the seasons and the storylines and all the multiple people they have from the movies came onto the show, their age and all that, they came onto the show and gave the show a little jolt of like, wow, yeah, And when you see the title of this movie, Karate Kid Legends, to me, I'm thinking they're gonna be in the movie, and that would have made the movie, stand out. Legends, the legends of the franchise. Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 2, Karate Kid 3. And, then you bring in Jackie Chan into it from the previous, I guess, was it a remake or his version of Karate Kid with Jaden Smith? They say it's canon. So, like I said, when you see the movie, you see the tie-ins. However, I'm thinking Karate Kid Legends is going to have the legends like they did in the TV series, Cobra Kai, all the ones that showed up in the series going to be in the movie. So I'm like, okay, but I'm like I said, I spoiled that part. But other than that, that's what I'm thinking the Legends part is about. But no, you watch it, you'll see. However, it was a great movie. I ain't say great, I said good. An entertaining movie. However, it should have been its own. If it's going to be a part of the franchise, this is how I look at it. If it's going to be a part of the franchise, it should have been called something else versus Karate Kid. I get it, you want to tie into the franchise, but the way the movie started, the way the movie progressed it, and the way it continued, even to the cameos and the everything that came into the movie, by the end of the movie, you're like, this shouldn't have been called The Karate Kid. This could have just been a movie that's tied into the franchise. Could have been a spinoff. And that's how I looked at it. It could have been a spinoff. The lead actor, great martial arts skills, great. Everybody was in it, was great. Acting superb, funny, made you laugh. However, it should have been called something different versus The Karate Kid. And then having the title Karate Kid Legends is a misdirection to me. It throws you off. You're like, oh, got some cameos. You think you're going to see? No, none of that in this movie. However, the movie's not terrible. The movie's not it's actually it's a good movie. The movie satisfied in every way. And in watching the movie, you're like, okay, this is a good movie. And but then when the ones that you like, Jackie Chan, he has his parts in beginning and here, and he's thrown here and there in the movie. And the lead the protagonist, is predominantly male and is shared with a female co-lead. However, his role in the movie is great. Is a reversal of anything you've seen. I don't know what Cobra Kai touched in because I ain't seen all the seasons and stuff like that. However, you see a taste of Karate Kid. You see always the bullying and all this stuff started. But other than that, man, it has its own identity. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you my rating for my 1 to 10 critic meter. When I go in this mode, my critic meter mode from 1 to 10, from 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, that lets you know where the movies, if it's good or not, if it's got quality or not, where I scored. And I said it was good. So 7 is good, 8 is great, 9 is terrific, and 10 is fantastic. So I give it a 7 because it's a good movie. Would I go back to the theaters and watch it again? Yeah. See, my dad, he always told us, me and my brothers, me watching a good movie. If you go watch the movie back to back, then that movie is all that in a bag of chips. He always say, if you go watch a movie back to back, then that movie is a good movie. And so that's how I measure my movie watching. If I could go back and watch that movie over and over and over, then that movie, you pretty much has my money coming out my pocket. But other than that, that's it. So yes, I'll recommend you go see it if you're a Karate Kid fan. However, if you see how I see it, it should be called something else tied into the franchise versus calling it the Karate Kid. Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about. But overall, it's a good movie, and I give it a 7 out of 10 stars on my critic meter. Once again, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Go see it if you want to go see it. And what else? I think that's it. Oh, we'll talk about the acting. The acting was superb. The lead was awesome. The action was awesome. The choreography was terrific as well. The comedy, their humor was great in this. It was terrific in this movie. The settings, the set pieces, authentic, and what you see in the trailer is what you see in the movie. It's New York. It goes from Asia to New York to Asia, and basically from certain territories into New York. New York is the main setting in majority of the movie. Jackie Chan, How was he in the movie? He was good. He was funny. This is the most you've seen him comedic in a long, long time. Does he has it? Does he still has it? Oh yes, he hasn't lost a beat or step, but he does. He has aged. I want to let you know. If you seen him in a lot of things in a while, Jackie Chan has aged. He's aged a while. He aged a lot. He's aged a lot. So he looks a little bit different than you normally see Jackie Chan. He has gray hair all over. However, that's the only spoiler you get. You see in the trailer anyway. Jackie Chan has aged, but he still got the moves. He's still fast. He's still comedic with his martial arts, and he could somehow blend in with all the other actors that he can. It's Jackie Chan is pretty much electrifying in this movie. Ralph Macchio, you know, the scenes that he is in, he did a great job. Man. He did a great job. The comedic flair between him and Jackie is fun as well. The humor, and then when they get serious, in some certain parts of the movie, which, like I said, it's not a spoiler review. You appreciate it, and I see why it's called Legends. But when you watch it, you're like, it should be called something else. The star name is Lee, so his last name is Lee. So basically, from Beijing. So Beijing. So to me, I think it should be called Beijing Warrior or something like that, tie into the Karate Kid. When the one with Jay Smith, it was called the Karate Kid, but he was mostly taught kung fu. But we understand kung fu came into the series around Karate Kid 2. So I understand the remake or whatever canon that Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan version of Karate Kid back in 2017, I believe 15 or 17 was. I understand why they did it that way, because part two of Karate Kid introduced Kung Fu versus Karate. That was the biggest thing about Karate Kid 2, the Karate versus Kung Fu. Now you see the new one, the Legends, is a blend of both, but you understand the series because that's what it's contained of. But then you're like, okay, watching the movie, like this is like something else. This is another IP that could have been an original IP, could have been a spinoff, but could have been an original spinoff IP, same formatic entrance and idea, but have its own identity. And so, thank God it wasn't a remake, but I thank God for the point that this movie has its own identity, and it should have been called something else in the franchise versus the Karate Kid. So, but when you see how they blend everything together, you're going to enjoy it. So, you got my rating is I get 7 stars out of 10. My critic meter, and other than that, go see it if you want to see it, and I think that you won't be disappointed. The movie is good. All the blockbusters, Mission Impossible 8, which that's reviews coming. Oh, that review is coming. Oh God, review is coming, people. And then we also seen Lilo and Stitch, and that review is coming too. I give you my thoughts on that too. But however, you let me know if you've seen Karate Kid Legends or not. Put it on the comments below, and whenever you watch and stuff like that. And if you haven't, amen. Other than that, enjoy yourself. God bless you, and go see the movie. Peace. Shalom. And let's see here.